guys, I'm George Edelman from MovieWeb. How are you?
Hi, George.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Brian, I want to start with a question for you. Characters going through a lot as we come into the season, obviously. So many scenes, so much you do with the singular Harrison Ford. And I'm curious if you could talk a little bit about working with him as a scene partner, how these characters interact, and developing the dynamic.
Yeah, so it was certainly the first season was intimidating, because you're like, it's Harrison Ford, but like once you get in there and you do your first scene and you realize they set the tone, so Harrison sets the tone, and he just shows up to work and he just wants it to be as good as it can possibly be, and he really works really hard. So I just kind of followed in suit with that, and he's funny, he's just hilarious. I'm sure if you've talked to him, he's just very dry and fun, and so I just had a great time. Yeah, it's like a lot of times you gotta pinch yourself and just say like, I have another scene with Harrison. A lot of my intense work this year is with him solely, and it was we had a great time, and when we had successes, we would be like, good scene, and it was fun. It was like two actors just trying to make make something great. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Totally. Makes sense, and he is funny.
He's
Sebastian.
funny.
Sebastian, I'm curious. You've you've been in a lot. You've done all kinds of things. The Last Pope comes to mind. Just being in a world with these religious figures who have so much power that can be used often for good or evil, and this is a complex role, and we see it in these episodes. Like, can you talk about drawing on that and working with that, and all the people bring as an audience to when they're watching a character like this?
Yeah, I mean, we only have to look through history to see the misdeeds of the Catholic Church throughout nearly 2 millennia. Yeah, I mean, for me, it was fascinating to approach this character who was such a complex and in a way, really wounded character, because I always believe that cruelty comes from someone who's seriously wounded or has been abused terribly in his life. And sometimes, the religious authority uses that as a pulpit for cruelty, some for good. Yeah, of course, we can't negate the good. But for me, that, season 2 is even more interesting in the fact that, he's beyond the doors of the residential schools, which was his kingdom. And now he's thrust into the wilderness. He's out of his element. And we start seeing cracks in his character. And that I find unbelievably interesting in a character. Suddenly the humanity is creeping onto him. Is he going to latch onto the humanity? He continues with his obsession in finding Tiona. But what I find fascinating are the cracks in this impenetrable, armor that he's built over the years. So, yeah, it's going to be very exciting. I don't know if I answered the question right, but I basically
you did, and you also added a bunch of other cool stuff. You guys are both great, and I wish you the best of luck on the season and the series. And thanks so much for taking the time.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Take care.